Parents, they are increasingly supporting their children financially well into adulthood. In fact, according to a recent survey, 1 out of 3 parents have delayed their own retirement savings in order to pay for their college education for their children. I wish that was my dad. No, not the case. Joining us now with some tips on how to achieve your financial goals while backing your child's financial future is Marcy Keckler. Marcy is the Vice President of Financial Advice Strategy over at Ameriprise Financial. Great having you, Marcy.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
I don't really mean that about my dad because, frankly, retirement savings should be retirement savings and college savings should be college savings. You ruin the whole, the interest, the accruing interest, everything gets thrown into a tailspin. Let's talk about this recent study that was done by Ameriprise Financial called Modern Money. What did this find?
Well, we wanted to understand just what you're talking about. How have attitudes and behaviors towards money changed? Do things look different than they did a decade ago? And so we talked to 3,000 people and learned a number of things. One you already shared, which is that 1 out of 3 parents said they are willing to delay their own retirement, or maybe they already have, to fund their college education for their kids. And they're not just helping with college, they're providing more support for more things farther into young adulthood. So they're supporting with things like a first car purchase or a down payment on a first house or a wedding. And they also told us they are doing more for their own kids than the support they got from their parents when they themselves were starting out at that kind of beginning life stage. And so, parents are wanting to help their kids more and with more things and for a longer time period. And I think it's related to a second finding, which is we asked people, do they feel like their financial situation is as strong or maybe even better than what their parents experienced? And 3 out of 4 said that is the case, but over half said they're worried about the next generation being able to do the same thing. And so that, I think, is related. They're worried that maybe it's just a little bit harder for kids today to get out on their own and to get financial independence underway. And so, I think those are important findings, particularly for parents as they try to strike the right balance between retirement and supporting the kids that they love.
Absolutely. I think you heard time and again where today's parents maybe put themselves through college by waitressing or waiting or whatever it might be, and it's really not that easy anymore. So what advice do you have for parents trying to save for retirement whilst also supporting their adult kids? How can they compartmentalize and make sure they're doing both?
That balance is critical, and I think the most important message is to make sure parents really do put their own retirement first. Your young adult children can make choices about, say, when they buy a house. They can wait a few years, or they can buy a smaller house, or if it's a wedding, maybe fewer guests can come to the wedding. They have a lot more choices. If you are already retired in particular, or if retirement is really near on the horizon, you really only get one shot at it. And so it's important that people put retirement first. If they take maybe a chunk of money out of their retirement investments and they wind up using that to support kids and wind up with a shortfall later for retirement, they may have to lean on their kids in a way that they would rather not. So I do really think, put retirement first. If your kids are younger, if you've still got more time before they reach young adulthood, I really encourage parents to help make money more tangible for especially young kids. A lot of little kids today, they never see their parents use cash. It's all on a credit card or a debit card. And so helping little kids understand the connection between you work, you get paid, you put the money in the bank, and then this card moves the money from the bank to the store. That's a little bit of a hard concept for young kids. And so being overt, connecting those dots for kids so they understand that there's work associated with the money that you have. And that really is a lifelong lesson that will help kids as they build their own financial independence.
I have 2 kids, and that is part of my plan. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully they don't have to have a 560 credit score like I used to have. Marcy, it's great having you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's one way to learn 560 credit score, sure. It just takes a while. Hey, take control of your financial future while helping your child still succeed. You can learn more by heading to Ameriprise.com/modernmoney and find out what they found out in their study. Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, a proud sponsor of the Morning Blend.